You are sitting across from someone you really care about. The conversation seems normal, but suddenly you get a sinking feeling in your stomach. It hurts. You desperately want to believe what they are saying, but something deep down in your gut is screaming that something is completely off. Most of us grew up hearing a very specific rule about deception. If someone is lying, they cannot look you in the eye. We expect them to look down at their shoes or awkwardly stare away. But people who are lying often do the exact opposite. Because they know you expect them to look away, they overcompensate. They will lock eyes with you, staring uncomfortably hard without even blinking. It is cold, forced, and slightly aggressive. That sinking feeling in your stomach is not paranoia. Your subconscious brain is simply processing that highly unnatural, statuesque stare long before your conscious mind can put it into words. Once you notice their eyes, listen to how they build their story. A natural human memory is incredibly chaotic. When you tell a true story, your brain jumps around. You might backtrack to fill in gaps. But when someone is lying, they rehearse their story in strict chronological order, perfectly from point A to B to C, without a detour. Maintaining that perfect artificial timeline requires massive mental energy, leading to a state called cognitive overload. As the brain works to carry that heavy load, their language shifts. They subconsciously distance themselves from the fake story, so they start dropping personal pronouns. Instead of saying, "I didn't take the money," they use distant, passive language and say, "That money was never touched." A perfectly chronological story told with passive language does not indicate honesty. It shows you a brain working in absolute overdrive to maintain an artificial reality. Because all of their conscious focus is tied up in keeping the words straight, they completely forget to govern their autonomous nervous system. Deception is incredibly stressful. The heart rate spikes, forcing a sudden rush of blood up into the face and neck. That rush of blood causes the skin to literally feel itchy or tingly. You will start to see tiny, subconscious self-soothing gestures, like rubbing the neck, playing with jewelry, or scratching the nose. The body's biological defense mechanisms also kick in. A person might suddenly pull their arms in tight and cross them over their chest, trying to physically barricade themselves from your questions. Or look at their feet. Subconsciously desperate to escape the conversation, their feet will pivot to point directly toward the nearest door. No matter how well a verbal script is rehearsed, the physical stress of lying will always leak out through the body. You can test your suspicion in real time using a technique called the out-of-order question. Interrupt their perfect timeline with a casual, random question about a minor detail. Ask them who else was in the room, or what color the car was. Watch their face right as you ask. You will see their rehearsed rhythm shatter, replaced by a split-second flash of total panic. They freeze because they cannot organically recall the memory. It doesn't exist. Their brain has to pause, invent a brand new detail, and figure out how to weave it into the original lie on the spot. Asking a single disruptive question flips the power dynamic in the room. A truthful memory handles a detail easily, but a rigid lie instantly collapses under spontaneous pressure. The human nervous system simply cannot process a seamless lie without leaking physical stress. Realizing someone you care about is being dishonest is painful. It creates heavy confusion, shatters your trust, and makes you second-guess your own sanity. But you are not crazy. That instinct telling you something is wrong is a highly tuned, deeply evolved instrument working to protect you. Recognizing the unblinking stare, the flawless chronological script, and the tiny physical leaks gives you vital armor for your emotional self-defense. Stop letting people make you doubt your own reality. Use these tools to protect your energy and start building a circle of people who respect you enough to tell you the truth.